Okay, good evening, everyone. Today we're going to practice a few translation systems. So first of all, if you have some simple things you want to translate, which website you will use most often? It's like a few words or some sentence that you want to translate, which website you will use on the top of your mind. I think most of us will try Google Translate, right? It's easy. So for these idioms, it's raining cats and dogs. This is an example has been used many times to test how well a translator can produce its translation. Say, I have tried a few websites and the translation is perfect now. It has been revised. Before, maybe recently, the translation is still like this. So it's focused on the literal meaning. So when we use some machine translation system, the question is how accurate it is, and is the translation as good as expect? How about some difficult metaphors, phrases, idioms, even long paragraphs, or some formal news articles, and even jokes? So today we're going to have 3 activities to try these systems to say how well the translation is and what can be improved. For example, we'll try Bing Translate, Google Translate, DeepL, System, and Promote. DeepL is a professional version of the company's machine translation system, was released in 2018. And it permits cat-to integration. So its approach was based on neural networks. As for System, it is a hybrid approach that combines RBMT, which means rule-based machine translation, and NMT, which is neural machine translation. So the translation is consistent and it has a large size of terminological complexity. So the performance is very good. Also, it is possible for it to learn from existing monocorporal and bilingual corporal. As for Promote, it's a neural-based translation server. Now, for the first exercise, let's try our Cantonese. So how well the systems will behave in terms of translation dialects. First, I would suggest that we all prepare this website for us to operate, okay? First, you can type in DeepL in the search engine of Google to prepare it. DeepL, type in DeepL. You can copy the website or you can type in the keywords in Google search engine. It will redirect to this website. Okay. A second website is System. Same here, you can type in System in the Google search engine. You got it? Any problem or difficult? Yeah, Google. And then DeepL System. Yes, that is the right place. Yes. And the third is Google Translate. Okay, we got to go to this website, Google Translate. Type in Google Translate. And then use Google search engine, type in prompt, P-R-O-M-T, prompt translator. So we have 5 translation systems ready: DeepL, System, Bing, Translate, Google Translation, and Prompt. Okay. Check if you have the 5 translation systems ready. Okay, first, DeepL. Second, System. Third, Bing Translate. Fourth, Google Translate. Fifth, Prompt, P-R-O-M-T. Okay. Check if you have the 5 systems ready. If you have these systems ready, you can try to prepare some documents for later use, right, too, while you have time. Google use this title to search for this article. Yes, good. Okay, once you have these 5 systems ready, let's continue with our first exercise. So we try Microsoft Bing first. The results it produced, how do you feel about it? Even though we use this sentence to greet each other, still the translation is fine, right? The literal meaning is delivered. The literal meaning of it is delivered by the translation, even though it is most useful for greetings. When you type in, pay attention to the source text, the window of the source text. You got the result? This is an exercise to try the translation system, how well they can perform on dialect. Have you got the first result? Okay. And you can try with Google Translate, the same sentence. Yeah, once it is finished, you can go on to check DeepL and System. which one produce different results among the 5 sentences, among the 5 systems? Among the 5 systems, which result is different? Yeah. So the result is besides the result, it also gives some suggested translation, right? A few phrases are given at the same time. Have you eaten yet? We can find that Microsoft Bing produce have you eaten yet? Same ways Google Translate, right? And then a deep arrow can give a few suggested translation. Among these suggestions, we can find one sentence, did you have dinner? Do you think this sentence only means dinner? It generally refers to any meal, right? Any meal. So how do you feel about this translation? Did you have dinner? So the meaning is narrowed down in some sense, right? It's narrowed down. Generally, we mean, have you eaten? It can refer to any meal. And string also produce, have you eaten yet? But for prompt, the translation is, have you eaten a meal? So the meaning is more specific. Have you eaten a meal? So among the 5 systems, which translation do you think is the best? According to our Chinese culture, which one, in your opinion, is the best result? Which one do you think is the best translation according to our Chinese culture? This sentence is used for greeting people, right? So does it mean any specific meal, like a dinner? No. So generally, we may think that have you eaten yet is better in this context, right? We try to greet people with this. It's not about specific meal, about dinner. So it is a greeting. Okay, now let's try our first activity. This is a classic Chinese poetry. You type this sentence in the 5 systems and compare the results they produce. For example, if I try the sentence with Microsoft Bing, the result will be the autumn water is the same color in the sky, and the sunset and the lonely crane fly together. This is the result returned by Microsoft Bing Translator. You can continue to try use rest of 4 systems to translate it. It's a classic Chinese poetry. So this is a very interesting sentence because you'll find out the results produced by these 5 sentence systems are quite different. Okay, how about the 5 translations produced by these 5 systems? Which one you feel that is not as close as to the source test? The interpretation of poetry can be different, right? It can be literally translated or it can be paraphrased. So among the 5 translations, which one you feel that is not close to the source text? Let's look at prompt translation first. How good do you think this translation is? Autumn water is a long day, sunset and lonely flock. Does it convey the same meaning with the poetry? Autumn water is a long day. It is not a metaphor, right? It is? How do you feel about this? It's too simplified, right? The meaning is not that close. Which one do you feel the best? In terms of structure and meaning. Yes. The deep air translation. Okay, so some of us students agree that the translation produced by prompt is too simplified, while the translation produced by DeepL is the best. Now, we would continue our second activity. This time we try to translate a piece of news article, which was very famous 2 years ago. So I would like you to download the news article and put it in a Word file, because we will try the second function of this system to upload file into system. So you will produce a Word file separately, okay, to be imported into the translation systems. Basically, you just press Alt with A to select all the text and put it in a Word file. To create a Word file first and copy all the content from the website into this Word file, and save it as a separate Word file to be imported into our systems. That's good. Yeah, you can save the photos or leave it out. It doesn't matter so much. We want the content. Okay, once you have this file ready, let's go to the first system and try to upload it. Okay, I'm going to show you the interface of the first system you want to try if you are ready, okay? Okay, some of you have already started yet, right? You have dragged this file to this window and it will produce the translation. So you can try use this method for other systems. We can move on to Citron. It has similar interface. So the second option is to use transit files. The files can be PDF, Word, Excel. In our case, it's Word. So you choose the second button and you can have a free trial. If you have time, you can apply for it. In the meantime, we can try Microsoft Bing. For Google Translate, the second button is for files. We can upload our files to try the translation of this Word file. And it will prompt for a download link. And it will be downloaded and we open it. You have to check the source language and target language if it is right. Sometimes it says auto-detected, but still you have to make sure that your target language is what you want. Have you got any results back from the 5 systems? Okay, so this exercise is not us understand the procedure to upload file. The easiest way to do it is, I think the system is Google, right? It's very friendly, you can just upload it. And then the second one, DeepL and system. We drop the file here or select from our computer and it will return the results in this window. What we need to do is to download it. The translation will be downloaded automatically. For now, if you haven't applied for the free account, it's okay. You can try it on maybe on your own computer to try a free account from System and to practice how to upload files and download their translations. Okay. So if you get results from any of the systems, read it and find out which paragraph or the first paragraph maybe. Read it. Google 嘅 result 佢哋有嘅，就睇下 Google result。So this is the result produced by Google. How do you feel about the experience when using this translation system? Google, I think, is easiest, right? You upload the file and it returns the result. Now, if you have finished this, read the result returned by Google Translate. As long as you have the result returned by Google, read it first and see how good translation is, especially pay attention to the names of the organization, including people's names. You read it like it is written in Chinese. So if you feel that anything is expressed in a different way, in a strange way, because the article is written in English, right? So when we read its Chinese translation, Let's read it like it was written in Chinese. Say which phrase is not used in the right way. Check the translation of Google first, if you got this translation already. So besides that, in the same translation, you try to find the examples should be translated in a more natural way. You could also compare a translation produced by two systems, especially for one same source sentence. The translation of this sentence could be quite different by two translation systems. To compare the results from two different systems. For example, this is produced by Google Translate. The right-hand side is produced by DeepL. Let's begin with the title. Which one you feel is better? The title of a news article, right? Google, because it's a forward expression, right? It's more formal, especially in a piece of news article. Okay, some of you have noticed that in terms of names, person names, the translations are quite different, right? Some of the names are not translated by Google. The English name will be kept, right? But for famous people's name, like the Prime Minister of UK, the name is translated. But in some systems, it was translated with a short hyphen, while by a different system, it was connected with a dot. So the name's translation could be different by different systems. Also for Chinese name translation too, let's look at this name. The surname is translated different by Google and DeepL. So the same way to do it is to put a bracket to indicate it is in translated. It's not the real surname because it is quite different, these two surnames, right? It means two different person actually. So when we translate person's name, the safe way to do it is to put a pair of brackets to indicate it was based on the pronunciation only. Okay, so today we don't have time to explain all the differences in different systems produced by these 5 systems. You may need more time to try to apply for free trial account, but the procedure is the same. You apply for a free trial account and upload this file. It will produce a translation and you download it. Especially, except for Google, it's very convenient, right? You don't have to apply for account first. But for DeepL and system, I think the results could be quite different from Google's translation. If you're interested, you can try DeepL and system with the same document to say the translation style, why they are so different in terms of the translation of news article or even other types of text. You can try it, okay? So today we have tried 2 activities and the features of different tests could have some impact on the translation. So we have tried Microsoft Bing, Google Translate, DeepL, and System Translate, also prompt.